Okay, welcome back. It has been about an hour, a little more. I've been playing cards with my family, which is a great thing to do when you can't go anywhere and you're waiting for bread to rise. So the bread is looking great. It has doubled in size. It's enormous. And all I have to do now is I've preheated the oven to 400 degrees. I have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cornmeal on my pan, and cornmeal helps it not stick. It's what they put on the bottom of pizza too, to keep it not sticking. All right, so now it's time to shape our dough into a loaf of bread. So take your dough and gently turn it out. Oh, it's so fluffy and light. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Turn it out onto the board, and you're simply going to deflate it gently with your hands. Just push it down like this with your fingers. And then we're going to roll the dough into kind of a burrito shape. And you want to tuck the seam down onto the bottom. And that's it. And then we're going to set this onto our pan. Do this with the other one. Watch this. Oh my gosh. I wish you could hear that. It's so airy. Anyway, deflate it. This is called punching down. They don't really mean punch the dough. They just mean gently deflate the air bubbles. Carbon dioxide gas. So now I'm going to take this and roll it.
Make sure the seam is pinched on the bottom. Got this nice little log. Set it on my pan.
Now we need to let it rise yet again. So here's my cookie sheet with a little cornmeal on the parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you can just spray a little oil on there or just use the cornmeal. And now I'm going to put a little plastic wrap over the top and a nice towel. And I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 minutes maybe. I don't want to leave this uncovered because I don't want a skin to form. And I don't want to just put a towel on it because I don't want it to stick and get fibers in it. There we go. My towel. See you in about 10 minutes. Okay, we're back. This is exciting because our loaves of bread have gotten enormous. They are very ripe. They are ready to go. Look at these babies. They're almost twice as big as they were when we put them here. So here's how you know they're ripe. You push your finger into the side. I'll just put it on top here so you can see. And it should hold the indent. So it's still there. It did not spring back up. Now what we need to do is slash some lines in the top. This is a serrated knife, and you're going to very carefully and very gently just drag the knife across the loaf like this. And what this does is allows the bread to have a planned escape point. When it starts to have that oven spring takes place in the oven and it just puffs up really quickly with the heat, it will look for any weak point and it'll just blow out and explode. But we want to tell it where to explode so that it still looks pretty when it comes out of the oven. So now it's ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put this in for 35 minutes. And take a look how they look when they come out. Okay, finally, we've been making bread since, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. It is now almost 8 o'clock at night. Bread takes some time, but it's worth it. So timer just went off. The temperature gauge says it is 210 degrees inside of the bread. So we can take it out now. Here we go. Here's what our bread looks like. Look at that. So we just want to slip it onto a cooling rack to cool for about a half an hour before you cut it. I dare you to wait that long. You might want to eat it even sooner. Make yourself a nice pot of spaghetti or chili, and this bread is great. It also makes wonderful BLTs. Enjoy. I found, a stand mixer. This is my son-in-law, Bear, and he heard me tell you that I didn't have one, and so he brought one over. So we are going to make the same bread in this mixer, and this is how easy it is. All of the dry ingredients are in here now: yeast, salt, sugar, flour, all of it. We're going to add the warm water and oil, and then Bear, we just lower it.
Yep.
And lock it.
And then lock it.
And then
Turn it on low.
here we go. That easy, peeps. Thanks, Bear. Elbow bump. Meet you back in a minute. Okay, here's the tip. If you are not ready to make this dough, make bread all in one day, you can make the dough, and before it does that 1 hour rise to double in size, you can put it in a bag and put it in the refrigerator and leave it for a couple of days. So that's what I'm going to do with the batch that I made in the stand mixer. So you're going to take a Ziploc bag, drizzle a little vegetable oil in there, just enough to barely coat the dough that you're putting inside. I'm going to put it right inside, kind of roll it around. This is just to help it not stick. I'm going to get all the air out of this bag as much as I can. Seal it up. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge, and in about an hour, I'm going to need to smash it back down because carbon dioxide gas will build up and it'll make the bag blow up. We don't want that. So I'm going to put it in my fridge. In an hour, I'm going to punch it down again, and then I'm going to put it back in and leave it for a couple of days and turn it into bread at that time. Okay, folks, remember that dough that Bear and I made in the KitchenAid stand mixer and I put in the refrigerator? Look at it after an hour. This bag is completely inflated. So to keep it from exploding, I need to let the air out a little. See that? Ooh, it's a nice balloon. And just gently push the dough down. This is called punching down the dough, not literally punching it down. We're just deflating it. Now, seal it back up, put it back in the fridge. A couple of days, time to make bread. Okay, we're back. It's been about 15 minutes and it's time to take, Mary, I'm recording.